Well, it's summertime at the beach. It's time for blockbuster movies, but if you're not Ant-Man or an Avenger or a dinosaur, you're probably not starring in a big screen movie. We're here in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware to dig up some hidden treasures in the theaters and at home. I'm Bill Newcott, film critic for the Saturday Evening Post. All that and more, plus our tribute to Shark Week. On this week's podcast, movies for the rest of us. Most of us escaped to the beach for a week or two, but in the late 1800s, Parisian artist Paul Gauguin took off for Tahiti, halfway around the world, and spent most of his remaining years there.
Paul Gauguin. Paul Gauguin.
The new film, Gauguin, Voyage to Tahiti, tells much of the story about the painter's years in French Polynesia, and Vincent Cassel does a nice job bringing the moody, self-absorbed Gauguin to life. But writer-director EDOUARD DELUC somehow misses the two most startling facts surrounding Gauguin's Tahiti adventure. One, he abandoned his wife and children in Europe, and two, in Tahiti, he took a 13-year-old girl as his mistress. I think that's interesting, don't you? Gauguin, Voyage to Tahiti is beautiful to look at, but in ignoring the ugly truths about its subject, in the end, it's a pretty picture without a frame.
These are my dads.
It takes three great men to create such a woman.
I never did ask you guys, what happened when you met my mother?
If a movie could also be a beach read, that would be the 2008 musical Mamma Mia, which starred Meryl Streep as a woman trying to figure out which of her three long-ago loves is the father of her grown daughter, played by Amanda Seyfried. The choices consisted of a trio of dashing guys, played by Pierce Brosnan, Colin Firth, and Stellan Skarsgård, and it was all a lot of fun with an ABBA score that you couldn't help but sing along with. Well, everyone's back in Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, with the addition of Cher as Meryl's mom, which makes sense only if Cher gave birth to Meryl when she was 3 years old.
You weren't invited.
That's the best kind of party, little girl.
But here's the real problem. Fun as it was, the original Mamma Mia was an artificially conceived excuse to string together ABBA's greatest hits. The sequel seems even more contrived, and it's hard to imagine even this level of star power justifying 2 hours of ABBA B-sides.
Anybody could be that.
It's a mistake to go to war with him.
It's go time.
They're going to war with me.
The Equalizer 2 is arriving in theaters, and it brings back Denzel Washington as the retired government assassin who's spending his golden years helping ordinary people who are threatened by big-time bad guys. Now, can we all agree that at some point in this film, Denzel will calmly walk away from an explosion? It happened in Equalizer 1, and in fact, it seems to happen in virtually every action movie made these days.
Low profile.
When Equalizer 1 opened in 2014, I just had to ask the director of both films, ANTOINE FUQUA, what's the deal with slow walking away from fiery explosions? And why it still doesn't seem to get old?
Well, for me, I did it for a lot of reasons. One of it, I love Tony Scott. Like Tony was an inspiration because I came out of commercials and things like that. And I remember Man on Fire when I saw them do that shot, not that, but that was pretty hot. And it was literally hot for him because I saw his jacket blow, and I was like, I don't know how close he is to that fire.
Too close.
Too close. So it was a little bit of a nod to Tony, and also, it's a cool shot, man. Come on. Think about that for a second. It's a really cool shot, man.
Not so long ago, the early pioneers had no idea what lay beyond the frontier. Imagine an entire continent of unmapped wilderness and a people who believed that the greatest natural wonders belong to no one, that belong to us all.
If you're not heading to the beach this summer, chances are you're packing the family up for a visit to one of our national parks. And the home release of the epic IMAX travelogue, National Parks Adventure, is a terrific guide to picking the best one for you. Now, admittedly, the film is more impressive on a screen the size of an oil tanker, but the photography is breathtaking, And narrator Robert Redford still has that rolling voice that sounds as if a river runs through it.
We're here. Married.
Nothing went wrong.
Even my mother behaved herself.
Saoirse Ronan and Billy Howell star in On CHESIL Beach, a soul-searching and sad story of mismatched love. Ian McEwan wrote the screenplay based on his novel about a naive couple on their honeymoon. It's a moody masterpiece capped by haunting performances. What begins as charming awkwardness descends into blind panic, and soon we're learning just how incompatible this adorable but doomed pair is.
Actually, I'm a little bit scared.
I don't think I can stomach any more of this garbage.
Exactly. Same here. Words out of my mouth.
Isle of Dogs, Wes Anderson's stop-action story of a boy trying to save his pooch in a dystopian dog-hating future, fills the screen with meticulously designed sets and set pieces. Plus, the splendid voice cast includes Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Greta Gerwig, Frances McDormand, and of course Anderson's good luck charm, Bill Murray. It's the kind of film you want to see a second time, just to make sure you didn't miss anything. And believe me, you did.
Will you help him? The little pilot.
Why should I?
Because he's a 12-year-old boy. Dogs love those.
We'll find him.
Do you know what a night nanny is? They take care of the baby at night so mom and dad can get some sleep.
In Tully, Charlize Theron compels as a late 30s mom overwhelmed by life who seeks solace in the company of a mysterious night nanny played by Mackenzie Davis.
I'm Tully. I'm here to take care of you.
But beware, the film is written by Diablo Cody, who did the twisty, edgy comedy Juno. So you know, this ain't no Mary Poppins.
Mom, what's wrong with your body?
You know, the beach has always been a great place for great movie scenes. You had the classic 60s beach movies with Annette and Frankie. You have From Here to Eternity. You have Dr. No. And look at this guy, I just found him. Remember him from Big? But besides sun, sand, surf, and picnics, for 30 years, summer has been known for one thing: Shark Week. Later this month, the Discovery Channel will once again air its 8-night shark extravaganza, just in time to make us think twice about going into the water. Shark Week. But sharks aren't just for basic cable TV. Here's our tribute to big screen movie sharks.
Daniel, is that a shark?
Maybe.
Fish are friends, not food.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Well, that's our podcast. For more on the movies, go to SaturdayEveningPost.com/movies. And for all my reviews, interviews, and videos, come to my website, moviesfortherestofus.com. From Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, for the Saturday Evening Post, I'm Bill Newcott.